What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy JX, right back at you. Right back at you. Yeah, I had a lot of people had quite a few things to say dealing with some of the messages I have been delivering. I want to clear that up as well. Uh, like I said in the last show, I'm not attacking the church at all. I don't want no one to think I'm attacking the church. But what I am saying is that I know for sure, and I want a lot of individuals to start preaching the history of black churches. That's very important, and that's another connection to the youth. I'm trying to give y'all a piece of understanding in our category we'll call a game, which is I learned that it's our lingo, our language, and that's how we communicate. So basically, what I want to say is that when we start preaching or teaching the understanding of black churches and the purpose, that will give a lot of youth a different understanding and concern about the black church and the purpose and the reason for churches. Because I do also know without the churches and women, we would also be dead. And a lot of individuals might disagree with that, but truth is we will be dead. And you can go farther as you want to research as well. I would like to say that we need to start preaching and researching and studying the information about the AME and the purpose and the understanding and why the church became and what we was doing and teaching in the church. And this will help build all communities in the United States of America. And that is truth. But besides that, I want to send a couple shout outs real quick. I want to send some shout outs to my other brothers that doing their podcast. You know what I'm saying? Derek for number one, you know what I'm saying? A few more brothers, you know what I'm saying? And sisters that's doing their podcast, delivering the information, giving out the information. And I also want to let y'all know, though, we do have a Bible study every week that go on here, you know what I'm saying, for all the viewers, especially those in St. Louis and individuals outside of St. Louis, you know, so we can make something possible so you can be a part of that Bible study and understanding, you know what I'm saying, breaking down different things. Hold on, we got a lady in the audience who have a question. Go ahead, ma'am.
How can we be a part of that Bible study if we're not, you know, present?
Well, we will also develop a Zoom call that you can get on and you'll be able to reach and be able to have contact with different individuals and see exactly who you are talking to, and you'll be able to communicate with them and also get a response for things that you don't understand or things that you do understand. You able and will be greatly in the pleased and for you to voice your opinion. Yeah, anything else you want to say?
No.
Do you have anything you want to say over there, my brother?
Do you think we should celebrate uh like the first black church if we're going for that type of was that way for churches for new churches?
Me personally, I think we should. It's because when we was coming up in that era, you know what I'm saying, people before us, they were giving us a complete understanding of who we are, where we come from, and also giving you a education, mathematics, you know what I'm saying, skills. You know what I'm saying? You learning how to read, picking up different tools that we pray and hope for our children can be today, like doctors, lawyers, you know what I'm saying, preachers. You know, athletes play the part of it, but it was more based on the intelligence and where we come from. You know what I'm saying? So yes, go ahead, my brother.
So we basically, I just want to know, like the like how many years it's been, and then like should we celebrate that? Like 7 years. What should we call a church? Like that name since they started it. Should we finish it?
Well, first of all, I want to say this: that church is within you.
Yeah.
See, we have to understand churches. You are the church. You are the body of the church.
But that don't define us.
Yeah, churches is a building. That's a congregation part, a fellowship, worship, where we can come together as a whole, get an understanding, be able to communicate with one another. You know what I'm saying? Be able to understand what's going on in one another's community. You know what I'm saying? Learning about who is what and what is what. You know, that's what that is about. But church is within you. The church sits in you. You are the temple. You have to defile your temple. You have to make sure your temple's straight. It ain't about a building. See, that's what we get confused at. We'll think it's a building or whatever, but it's not about the building. It's you. The church is within you. Go ahead, my brother.
If it's not about the building, what about offering?
Offense is good. You can get
If
offense.
the building wouldn't have offering.
I advise if you can give offense and you're in a position to do that,
What's another way of giving?
you can do that. You say what now, my brother?
What's another way of giving offering? Like besides,
Financial.
like you just looking out for your, taking care of yourself, or is it looking out for others?
Giving offense falls in different categories. Leading by the example is the greatest offering. That's the greatest offering. Being a great disciple, a leader, and carrying the message, living under law is the greatest offering that you can give. Because you know why? There's a sheep over there that is lost. If you give a good offering to that sheep of information, valuable, and leading by that example, that offering better and worth more than $1 million you can give. Because you get $1 million to a lost sheep. The $1 million don't change the sheep to be found with understanding. The sheep still lost. The sheep just got $1 million. But if you give something could save that sheep be worth more than the $1 million that you have given. Go ahead, Miss Lett. I see you had a question right there.
I didn't have a question. I'm just waiting to hear the action part of. So you saying you're doing a church, you're doing a Bible study, and it's going to be based on teaching people.
Okay.
Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Teaching people what Bible verses?
Well, just not the verses, but understanding the verses, but teaching, not teaching, showing by an example of the living form of what you are reading. What I'm reading to you, can you see that? I want to get you in a position to see what you are reading. For number one, I want to say this here, since you said that. And when I say this, I want all the viewers and listeners to understand this and to break this down in the smallest form. Build it up to something great that you can see in your life today and understand the difference. For number one, I want to say this here. What should we conclude then? Are we any better? Think about that.
What verse are you in? What are you
I'm reading out of Romans
chapter and verse?
chapter 3, verse 9. And I understand that the language is wrote different, but truth do not come different. The truth stands alone. Facts we have to bag up. It say, what should we conclude then? Are we any better? For number one, just listen to that right there. That's verse 9. Just think about that. Not at all. We already made the charge that the Jews and Gentiles the Gentiles alike are all under sin, as it is written. Now think about that. Look at the world. If you don't understand Gentiles, different individuals, Jews, and all that they're dealing with, whatever going on, but if you're not, you know what I'm saying, some of us are deep and understand that, so they will understand clearly the separation. Go ahead, ma'am.
So you basically will be taking different verses from the Bible, breaking them down, so people can understand the study of the Bible. Okay, I get it.
Right, but since you said that, and what I want to do is bring you to something so you can get a clearly understanding, so you can research and study and get a breakdown and also give me a response. There is no one righteous, not even one. There is no one who understands, no one who seeks God. All have turned away. Now, I want you to think about something. Think about your everyday living. Think about the conversations you are having. Think about the things you watch on television. Think about the things you listen to on the radio. Think about your response. There is no one righteous. Think about your relationship. I want all men and women to think about their relationship. There is no one righteous, not even one. There is no one who understands, no one who seeks God. All have turned away. When you battle in your relationship, think about that. Explain that. Understand that. I know what they're talking about. We're talking about law now. We're talking about discipline now.
So where's your journey taking you?
My journey is taking me to where I need to be. And where I need to be is where I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to a building to fellowship with individuals who believe in a higher power. But I am going to the building to deliver a message of understanding from something different than your teacher in your building of scholarship.
Have you ever been to this building before?
Not at all.
So how you know it's the same thing that you're teaching?
Because one thing for sure, for every individual in America, in the world, to receive the knowledge that they have, it was a seed planted. They didn't care about what building it was going to, because the building that's up or low or medium, this message is coming to your building. When you are serving a message for something greater than you and I, you will deliver that message wherever it needs to be delivered. It might not be, excuse me, it might not be need to be delivered in Harvard. It might not need to be delivered in Morehouse. It might need to be delivered in a basement. It might need to be delivered at that church. But wherever that need to receive whatever something greater than you and I have given you, and you follow the path, you gonna make that connection and deliver that message.
What is your, what's the outcome? I mean, what's the vision?
The vision is deliver and do the job that the higher power have given me that I asked for. You see, you don't understand that because.
So it's not to go, maybe I'm going to join this building of fellowship, other words known as church. It's not to go to see if I'm going to maybe, I don't know.
Okay, let me say something to you, right?
This building, so it's only to deliver a message. I'm just trying to be clear.
Right. I love your clarification. Let me be clear, not just for you, for everyone. I am going not to join the building. I am going to play my part and fulfill my position that need to be fulfilled. See,
so you're gonna do this journey alone. You're not gonna invite none of your soldiers to help you see what you may not see, or you know.
that's a great thing to say.
I mean, we never know you really travel alone.
But when you earthly, you feel that way. But when you spiritual, and you dealing with something greater than you and I, all people in the world who are connected to the higher power, they know that it will come a time that you will have to walk this journey. This journey might not be about your wife. This journey not be about your children. When Job was in this situation, it wasn't about his wife. It wasn't about his children. It was about the truth, what Job knew about the higher power. When Noah, it wasn't about his wife. It wasn't about his children. It was about what Noah knew in his connection.
Noah go back and get his wife and his children after he traveled afar to see what was beyond before them.
But he went ahead of them because God went ahead of you. God was ahead of you. So yes, he went back and got them after he went and talked. But the thing is God was within him. Within him, God spoke in him, led his inner, led him to where he needed to go to receive whatever he needed to receive. And the process of all of that was what? Discipline, law. When he went by the law, when all the greatest people in the world that you could think of, they went by law.
Well, be sure to come and give us and the viewers a recap of how you think the building went and what are your thoughts.
The building gonna always.
I'm saying.
Let me explain.
To the building. How you gonna talk about it before you went?
Because I am moving spiritual. If I move fleshly,
just for
I will analyze the building. But since I'm moving spiritual, I am moving spiritual, dealing with the people that's in their spirit.
So you ain't gonna come back and give us no review of the
I'm
building.
going to come back and give you more than a review. I'm going to come back and give you a destination. Because you know why? The spirit is connected, not the building. The spirit responds. Once the spirit spoke to the other, it responded. The building was non-existent. Now the connection is tomorrow.
Okay.
See, when you moving fleshly, you disconnect yourself from the spirit. So you don't really understand
It's a
spiritual
balance.
things.
You know.
It's listen,
You have
it's
to-
listen, it's not a balance. Long we
This
live,
earth
listen,
and
listen,
these earthly things.
listen. Long as you live and think it's a
Still have
balance,
your spirit. You can
long
still
as you
have your
live
spirit.
and think it's a balance, you will not accept law. You will not accept law. And guess what? All the education and the understanding and the knowledge you can receive, the reason why you're going through what you're going through, because you don't even know what you're worth. You don't even know your place. You don't even understand. You just studying. You just quoting definitions of words you understand. You don't know your place. You don't know your worth.
Who is that?
Human that talk and responds in the language that have approached the brain chamber tonight by the analyzing of the characters that sits in place among of the group of people present in one site. I can see that people quoting are empty. That's the difference. You can quote all day, but you're empty. You hollow. Anything real will sniff you out and know that you are hollow. You just read. You just quoting the definition of the words.
So that's what you feel the humans do.
98% of the human doing it. The average individual quoting the definition and using the words because they know the definition. But they don't have the experience of what they're speaking. You don't even have the experience of what you're speaking. What is your motive and objective of speaking this? And you not living it and can't bring it to life and can't see it today and don't know your role or your position. Why are you speaking this? Why are you saying this? And you don't know. You disconnected. You confused. And guess what the borderline say? You artificial. And what's in you gonna come at you. We'll see you. We'll see you in the dark. You're gonna show up in the dark like it's daylight, cause you're artificial.
So who are you? I mean,
Go ahead.
you telling the people they are artificial.
Shante, I'm gonna tell you this here. I'm gonna be real with you. I apologize, ma'am. But no disrespect. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be truthful with you. I don't care what nobody say, what nobody feel. Half of the individual with the information, it's artificial. They not real. And that's truth. They artificial. If you don't separate from them, you will never exceed the truth. They is artificial. Anybody that's trill knows their position. When you don't know your position and you speaking, you artificial. And that's truth. And what's in you gonna come at you. Cause you ain't about no real law, no discipline, no motherfucking structure, or none of that. How you talking to me? You ain't got no structure. You can't talk to me. You ain't got no structure. How you talking to me? You quoting a definition of words and can't even bring it to a living. You ain't nothing you talking about is realistic in real life. In real life. And then how you talking to me out of understanding of knowledge and depressed? You depressed talking to me out of understanding of knowledge. I sense that. You can't talk to me. People that sit in positions of education that's around some trio. Let me come out tonight. Let me come out a little bit tonight. Let me share something with you tonight. Anybody that know and stand by law, discipline, and structure can sense your education is garbage. You're not even real. What's a football player telling you all about the game? In the game, don't even know his role on the field. Who is that? How can you guide anyone? I'm telling you about all the positions on the field, but I don't even know which role I should play. In reality, nothing really existed because I've been behind. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get your motherfucking life. Find you somebody who read books and lay on laps. We building soldiers out here. We building lieutenants. We building captains. We building ministers. That's what we building. We building real women who producing real men. Women that can help, teach, guide. If you don't know your position, how can you guide any man and you don't even know what role you playing? How can any man guide any woman and he don't know who he are? This is important. Don't let education fool you. Don't let words overmove you. Because I can sense and see you depressed. And you talking to me. I ain't depressed. No, not at all. I ain't confused. Not at all. I know my role and position. I know who I am. When I talked to that man's father, I said, I'm going in. Let me be a student. I'm willing to be a student. I am a student. I'm willing to accept any understanding of truth. If you not truth, I'll sniff you out and know that you're not real. I see your motive, your objective, and your understanding. You're suppressed. You're depressed. You out of there. You sick. You the lowest of the scums. I will refuse to be a victim and a fool of emotions that send me to a rainy day with no sunshine. I refuse that. Nah, that ain't what the higher power tell me. That ain't what the higher power showed me. He showed me the truth. And when you get close, I want everybody to hear themselves. And I'm going to leave it alone. When you get close, I want everybody to hear themselves. And I'm going to leave it alone. When you get close to the higher power, something greater than you and I, he will show you who people are in the world for what it is. I don't give a care who they are to you, what you think they are, how you feel about them, what you see and hope for. The higher power gonna show you who they really are in the world for what it is. It's gonna show you their motives, objectives, their morals, their values, and all that. Go ahead, man.
You just went left on us. Like,
I didn't go left
what
on you.
way? Who are you talking about?
I said
Who are you
human,
angry
never angry. See, this is the thing. When you talking about truth, they call it angry. I'm not angry. I'm speaking of human. I'm speaking that this is the thing that keeping us caught up in this delusion 3D world that's not actually happening. That's what I'm talking about. See, when you're close to the higher power, we're going to show you that this here is a quote unquote maggot. We're going to show you the motives and objectives of this maggot. And once you understand the motive and objective of this maggot, do you know how to deal with this maggot? But if you don't understand then and caught up in this delusion ass world that they speaking and preaching from an understanding of a knowledge of an education that they can't walk and perform, they have never lived it, don't have no experience in it, you'll be lost. And that's truth. Say what you want to say. But I'm gonna go on in this here real quickly. But I just want to say this
at? What
here.
you expect next week?
Okay, okay. But I want to say this here, and I want everybody to understand this here and grab this here and find out, are they these people, or do they know who these people are, or do they understand this, or do they have any information on this, or could they respond to this and give any type of knowledge of this or understanding? You know what I'm saying? I prefer wisdom, but I would take understanding and knowledge. We'll gradually get to wisdom later as we perform in our life journey. When it said there is no one righteous, not even one. There is no one who understands, no one who seeks God. All have turned away. Think about your relationships. When you're seeking love in a relationship, what are y'all actually seeking? Love from who? One another, or love from something greater than you and I that can be some type of bond, a unity. Think about that and what you pray for. They have together become worthless. Mm. There is no one who does good, not even one. Their throats are open graves. Their tongues practice deceit. The poison of their vipers is on their lips. Their mouths are full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Ruin and misery marks their ways, and the way of peace they do not know. There is no fear of God before their eyes. Now we know that whatever the law says, it says to those who are under the law, so that every mouth may be sliced and the whole world held accountable to God. Therefore, no one will be declared righteous in his sight by observing the law. Rather, through the law, we become conscious of sin. I want everyone to just think about that. Now, look at your life today. Look at the world today. Look at the people today. Look at your relationship today. Look at your family. Look at how you treat whatever it is. How do that fit in your life? What do you see? Do you understand? Do you have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding? Break it down and show it in the living form. From the conversation you have with your neighbor, even the one you roll up with, wake up with. Think about that.
I want everybody to get with Lil J. Let Lil J know I'm willing to accept all understanding, knowledge, wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And everything in. But next week, I want everybody to know next Saturday we'll be at Lisa. We're gonna be at Lisa's house next Saturday. I want everybody to come out now. It's gonna be heavy, real chopping. Matter of fact, we'll have all the sisters look like you and I. You're gonna be there owning businesses, talking about credit and everything. The time gonna be at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna set the time at 9 o'clock so everyone can get there. If you're working, you can get off in time though, get yourself together and come. It's gonna be 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to come out because you're gonna learn a lot of knowledge. You're gonna be about business, credit, and everything else. And also relationships or whatever you want to talk about. It's all gonna be on the Brain Chamber at Lisa House, right back at you. It's JX. Holler at us. From the north to everywhere in the world.